think I was dreaming, because it was the best feeling I've ever had in my life, holding my son in my arms for my first time, my little boy.
The first time I saw my daughter was when she was born, when we were in the hospital with my girlfriend. I loved that bit as soon as I seen her.
Emotions just all let out. I had a little bit of a cry, but a cry of joy. I'd say that was probably the happiest moment in my life.
When she shouts for me specifically over everyone else, it's like such a good feeling. It's hard not seeing her, and it's dead quiet when she goes.
There's not many friends I know that have actually got kids, so in a way I got a lot of respect for them actually seeing the big change, actually stepping up. She keeps on the straight and narrow. When I pick her up from nursery, I'm always happy to see her. If I've had a stressful day, stress is pretty much immediately gone. She just makes us happy.
Well, when I first found out I was going to be dad, I was over the moon. Like, it really was. Like, it was the best thing I heard in ages. It sorted us out. I was into all the bad stuff, like taking drugs and stuff like that. But as soon as you have a kid, you realise that if you do that type of things, then it's going to get you nowhere. Being responsible makes us feel like an adult, really, because as an adult you need to teach younger ones how to act and stuff like that. And that's what I'm looking forward to with my daughter, to be honest.
Yeah, the best thing about being a father is the fact I get a chance to be more of a role model to somebody. I felt a sense of pride becoming a dad the first time. I went a bit different when I came to things like college and that, because obviously I dropped out of college, so I can just start providing for the Ben. I still got my qualifications, but they get judged a lot for it. They looked down on us and said that at the end of the day I should be focusing on my college work. The way I looked at it is I focus on the Ben, so bit of both pride and annoying, really.
Well, I've got a son and he's 1, nearly 2. I wouldn't change my son for anyone. But like, it's just like when I go out, like there's like people who like stare at you and like give like negative comments. Like, I bumped into one person one day and they asked us like, "Is that your son?" I went, "Yeah." She went, "I'll slap my son if he had a Ben this early." It puts us down sometimes, because like everywhere you go you get judged, really.
What causes stress is like I could walk down the street with like any of my bands, and as soon as somebody looks at it, it's like, because I wear different clothes to like a normal smart formal person, I wear joggies because they're comfy, but people look at us straight away and just assume, oh, he's on drugs, he shouldn't have the Ben, he's probably dangerous, all that sort of rubbish. But that's pretty much in everyday life for a young dad. So we walk out, we get judged on how we look a lot. For social services, like for them to change, in my opinion, for them to help, would be if they listen, if it took both sides. So I'm not bothered if it's male or female, I don't care, sex is an end. At the end of the day, they should treat all the same. That's the problem with the social services, they generally do look down on young fathers. They believe that young fathers shouldn't be doing this and they shouldn't be doing that, they don't have the rights. Even though I'm on the birth certificate, just still seems to think that I don't have parental responsibilities.
The fathers have as much stress as the mothers do, but they only seem to work around the mothers, which if you get together, then they'll work with you, but the minute you just break it off, you're just left out in the dust. When me and ex-partner broke up, I asked the family nurse if she can keep us updated, and she never heard anything about our progress. So getting left out pretty much, which I find isn't fair.
The social, they just labelled us straight away, and I just about walk out the room and all I heard is he's been brought up in the rough state. He's not going to be the parent properly. He's probably on drugs and everything like that. And I tell him, he's on drugs. I said, the only drugs I take is when the doctor gives us them. I said, so you're labelling me because I got brought up in a rough state. I said, so what's so bad about that? Everyone knows everyone, and everyone just helps each other out. I said, if you need money for your bands, clothes, or something, everyone chips in and gets you them. But you're one sitting there labelling me because I came from a rough family background. I says, that's their background. I says, I'm myself. Yes, I've got the same last name. Yes, I've got the same DNA, but I'm a different person.
The meetings were definitely more in favour of her than me, and like no one really like thought about how I was. My bit was sort of like over and done with. The family nurse showed me how to put a nappy on and stuff like that, what to do and how to do it. That wasn't really explained. At first, it took me like a good 3-4 months to realise that I wouldn't hurt her by doing everything, because I was sort of treating her like it was like a glass object. My mum kept telling us that everything I did wouldn't negatively affect her. I'd like to think like that there'd be sort of like a family nurse, but for the dads as well. More emotional support, because it's hard finding out that you're a dad and being a dad. It's, especially at first, it's sort of like it's a big shock, and it, like, you've got a lot of thoughts and you just need someone there to sort of be like, you can do this.
The family nurse came out and she mentioned young dads and lads. They came to the school to see us, and from there I started coming. It was really good. The things that you get out of coming to the project is, if you need time away, then you always know that you've got somewhere to go every week, and it gives you a break. You meet new people who's in the same boat and like who's had worse in life, and it makes you think. So, I mean, that's what I like about it, and that's what benefits me.
I didn't know where to turn, because obviously at that moment I was living in my car with us being homeless, and then with us being too proud to obviously go to my mum and dad's. I didn't want to be a burner out. Kev, who runs the Young Dads group, went for everything with us for courts, family mediation a lot, and then he suggested about doing this group. And obviously at first I didn't want to do it because it took enough for us to even talk about anything like this, to just Kev alone. I don't like sharing sort of thing. Done activities like the parenting course itself, that was a massive help in the case of towards my new child now. And if it wasn't for that, this still would have been a children need plan, what we're on, but obviously they're not pushing as hard for the fact that they know I've done parenting courses, I've done all this work with the young dads.
They've been there for everything. They've been there if I need to talk, and the lads who come to the group as well, them have been there for us if I needed out. So, I mean, it's like a close family really.
You come in, it's a fresh start, they don't know who you are. Act yourself, be the person you want to be, not the person who you used to be. This is what the young dads actually helped us do. When I felt down, I came and went, oh, I feel like I can't do it, you know, I might just give up and stuff like that. They turned around and made us realise that I can do it. I think it's only been the young dads really what's actually made us see sense, helped us to be the dad who I am today.